So I'm back screwing around with this thing again. Yesterday I came under here and noticed all this hydraulic fluid all over the place. So I thought maybe one of the brake lines going back had a leak in it or something, because there was hydraulic fluid everywhere. And so I dried it, wiped it all off yesterday and got a bunch of crap off. And then drove it around a little bit, and it got kind of dark so I couldn't see, so I figured I'd come back today. And I was laying under here and there was still hydraulic fluid all over the place, and I didn't understand if it was coming from down here or where it was coming from. And I looked up here and there's like a plate where the floor is, where you can access it from the top. So what I did is I went up there and I pulled up my floor mat, and what do I discover? A big, huge puddle of hydraulic fluid all over the floor. So that pretty much confirms, which I knew this was leaking, obviously, because I could see it was leaking, but I didn't realize it was leaking this bad up here. So it's coming from up, probably coming from the master cylinder. It must be squirting it out or something, and running all over here. And then it's running down in through that little service panel and all those lines down under there. And I figured out that there is a little reservoir, but you can't fill it up. It just comes from, there's the hydraulic filter down there. There's a line that runs up into this. There's a reservoir underneath this, and then that, from right there, it runs down into the master cylinders. So I think we'll have to price master cylinders and see how much they are, and that should fix that problem. And then I found the service book that has the brakes and stuff. That's how I found out where the reservoir was. And the brakes are inside this differential, and they're eventually going to need changed, which they really do need changed right now, but that's going to be a project and a half, and we might have some work coming up here, so I don't want to go tearing anything apart, and then we have some work to do, and then we can't do it because the machine's down. So I think I'm just going to get that master cylinder fixed and then see what happens, and if we're not going to be working, then I guess I'll have to tear that apart and fix the brakes, because they're inside of there on the axle, which that's going to be a pain. So there's an update on that. It makes it nice having that, I guess, service, not really service manual, but like parts book that show you the breakdown of everything and how it all works. It was definitely worth the $75 that my dad paid for it back when he bought the machine, so there we go, I guess.